Hello, it's Linda from lindaspapercraft.co.uk and we're on week 3 of this month's coffee and card using the friendly gnome dies. Now, back towards the end of last year we did a coffee and card with the other set that goes with this. So unfortunately it's now discontinued, but I know you've all got it. So I have snuck in one of the bigger toadstools, or the bigger toadstool from the Kindest Gnome set, which we'll cut out with the die in the Friendly Gnome set, because they're the same dies. So it's this one here and then that one there for the little gnome. Okay, so I know you've all got that, you just need to find it. And so let's get going. Right, so here's my little envelope. Again, lots of colouring. I mean, this set really sets itself up for colouring. So right, now I've already done my die cutting for today just to save a little bit of time on the tutorial. So you need 4 sets of leaves from your soft succulent, which I've already cut. So let's pop those to one side, and I've already stamped and die cut my mushroom and my gnome, so they're ready to colour in. And then you've got a little die cut for your sentiment, which I still need to stamp, some designer series paper, basic white to put it on, and then this is smoky slate card base. Okay, so because it's quite a pale card and you can write on that, I've not put in an extra piece of white, but if you wanted to put a piece of white on in the middle, you can do. It is up to you. Right, so we'll start off with the colouring. So just pop those there, those out of the way, and then we've got these 2. Now on this, I did use my in colours to colour that, but I do only have the pens and they've walked. How bizarre. Let's just see if I can see them. I've obviously put them one side so that I can use them for this tutorial, and now I can't find them. Yes, we are going to have, oh no, there they are. I knew they'd be somewhere. Saved. There we go. So I've used the pens for the gnome, and then I've used blender pens for the mushroom. Right, so let's see. So I'm going to colour in, and the trick with when you're using these pens, because they're not alcohol based, they don't blend as well, so you try and keep what we call a wet edge. So once you start colouring, just keep going from there, trying to keep that edge nice and moist, if you like. I'm coming around here, because it's when you overlap and it's wet with dry that you start getting lines and things with these pens. So it is just concentrating, being a bit quick. Maybe just got a little bit of wet edge there. So there we go. So that is the soft succulent. These are going at the end of April, okay? So these colours will be no longer available at the end of April. So if you need your re-inkers, if you need some more cards, you need to get it ordered, because once they start going, they really go quickly. And Stampin' Up probably aren't going to bother getting any more extra stock now. So it has got to a stage of when they're gone, they're gone. Okay, so we've got pale papaya for his nose there. And then I'm going to use the evening evergreen for his little outfit. We're just coming in round the beard. Hope you can't see my head. There we go, and then he's got a little arm. Okay, we did his trousers, and I am going to do the bottom of his boots. I was just wondering, is he a him? But of course he's a him, he has a beard. Along the the bottom there. Okay. And then I think I'm actually going to do a little red heart this time to match the top of the mushroom. And some brown boots. And I'll think about his itchy nose. Let's see. So this is dark real red. And I'm going to use the other end because it's quite a small area. I just thought the pink, the polished pink, sort of clashed a bit with the mushroom rather than the. I mean, obviously all the 4 and 5 in colours always go really well together, but I just felt it sort of clashed with the mushroom. Okay, so there's his heart, and then I think I might do some soft succulent gloves. Now obviously with these the thin end is actually for writing with, not for colouring in. So I do use the brush end for his little gloves there. Once they're dry they'll stand out more because the soft succulent dries a lot lighter. Right, so boots. Made for walking. So these are the colours I used for the mushrooms. So we've got light smoky slate, the dark and light real red. This is if you want to do the same colours as I've got. Then from the skin tones we've got 400, 100 and 500. So those are the 3 tones that I've used on the mushroom body, if you like. So I think I'm going to go this colour for his boots. So I'm just going to get a scrap of white card. If I can lay my fingers on a scrap of white card, I can. I've got the one I die cut the mushroom out of. Yeah, I'm going to use that for the boots. And it is perfectly acceptable to mix your colouring mediums. Go. Particularly when you're using Memento ink. I'm thinking that should actually not be boot, that should be dungaree. Let's just overcolour that with the evening evergreen. And of course you can use whatever colours you want. Yeah, because I didn't have him with wellies on the other side, so I suppose one welly one. There we go, that's better. Put that away yet again. Okay, so put those to one side. And now I'm going to colour in the mushroom. I'm going to start with the pale red. I think, yep. Okay, and I'm just going to colour in. Oops, gone over already. Focus, Linda, focus, focus, focus. Just going to go up and round the window, across the middle. There we go. Filling it in. Rubbish colouring, Linda. And then I'm just going to take the darker. Now I did colour the top in darker on the original, but I didn't blend it very well, so I wasn't very happy with it. So I'm just going to do it on the rim here around the back. And I think I might highlight the window a bit with the darker one. Sorry, I'm leaning into the camera again. Just so it stands out a bit more. There we go. I'm happy with that. Right, so now, there's my colour, yeah. This is the one that I've done most of the body in. Okay, so other one. Okay, so I've literally just filled this in. All the way around, blending in my overdo of the red. Whenever you're using your brush end, always be very gentle. I know occasionally I've used these in class and they come back a right mess because people have pressed too hard and they end up wrecking the tip. And it just doesn't ink properly again. So, okay, so that's the pale background laid down. So I'm going to use this colour. So that was done in 500. I'm now going to use 400, which actually is a lighter colour, but a different tone. Is it lighter? Oh no, it's a darker colour. We go from 100 is the darkest to 900 is the lightest. And I'm using the bullet end this time, and I'm just shading where the artist shaded. Basically, just putting some lines in where the artist did. So where she shaded, I'm shading just lightly. So where they're close together, I'm doing it more or less all the way and then down. Okay, so it's just shading along the top. And then I've put a bit extra just on either side of where the mushroom is. Okay, a little bit more down here, so it's really good they tell you where to do it. It's fab, although obviously this will probably be hidden by leaves, but you know. And then just a little bit on that bit there. There we go. Then I'm going to go in with the darkest. These will be back in a second. And I'm going to colour in my windows and my door frame. So, and again, use the colouring stuff you've got. So, pencils, Sharpies, probably don't blend brilliantly, but alcohol pens, and the markers, the Stampin' Right markers that Stampin' do are brilliant as well. That's these ones. You can buy all of them except the ink colours in one box. It's amazing. Much fun has been had playing with those. Right, so I'm going to colour the door frame again in the darker colour. This is the darkest skin tone. I think they just work for natural things as well as faces. Okay, and then I'm going to go back in with our lighter colour, colour in the door. And then with the medium, I am doing the two wooden brackets. And you can leave it like that, or you can do a bit of shading like I've done here. So I think I might do a bit of a shadow. Shall I? Just do a wee bit of a shadow here. and there. And then I'm going to come back in with this one and just blend it away. So when that dries, there'll be a bit of a shadow underneath. Let's do some more shadow underneath the doorknob. There we go. Okay, right. And then for the windows, I thought they were a little bit white like that, so I've come back in with my light smoky slate and just, you could go in with yellow to make it look like there's a light on. I just quite like the light smoky slates. It's just, there's a window and it's like the world's reflecting off them rather than you looking in. And there we go. Okay, so that's our colouring done. So just going to get my real red ink to stamp my gnome, sweet gnome. Well, they're just, I mean, to be fair, they don't need long to dry because they're alcohol inks. And I've just put my gnome, sweet gnome stamp on my block. And I'm just going to stamp it on the middle of my square. And this is from the Stylish Shapes dies. They really are useful. And again, with not only the ink colours going at the end of April, a lot of the stamp sets will be going as well. I think we're having a massive change at the, I think everything finishes at the end of April. Don't quote me on that. I need to check that. I haven't got my catalogues because I went into the office yesterday, so they're still in my bag. Right. Okay. So, and now we need to assemble the card. So, let's get these two pieces. Slurp. Oh, cold coffee. Yes, I like cold coffee. I know I'm weird. Now this paper does have a way to it. The plants are growing up. Ferns and things. Okay, and then we'll stick that on the card. So I'm going to start with my Gnome Sweet Gnome, and I'm going to pop that up on some dimensionals. So 1, 2, 3, and I'm going to pop that in the top corner. So this will be perfect for a new home card. Also, somebody, if they've been travelling and they've just got home, is lovely as well. So, and I'm going to pop these folks on. So I'm probably going to put that a bit further over. So what I actually did with this was I actually glued the grass to my mushroom before I glued it onto the card. You know, because it's all flat to the card, it's just easier to do it like this and then glue the whole thing on. So I'm don't panic when your blender pens go through. That's how they work. Or your ink pen, your alcohol blenders. These are alcohol pens I've used. She does witter today. Terribly sorry. Okay, so just going to pop that on there. Get that bit of glue off there. Get off, get off, get off, get off. Right, there we go. And then I'm going to put this just sort of here, so it's sort of overgrowing the door. Not find my tweezers. My tweezers are getting very battered. I'm not sure why. Probably something to do with Sydney. My adorable 17-year-old. Who amazingly hasn't interrupted us today. And then, oops. I'm then going to stick another piece of grass onto our gnome. So I just want it peeping out behind him and just where his feet are, I think probably there. So let's pop some glue on this bit, the short grass. I do wish Stampin' Up, when they'd made this die set, had another grass piece that went the other way. That would have been so useful if anybody from Stampin' Up is watching. That would have been really useful, so then I could have had, you know, that coming out that way, or, you know, the other way. I mean, you could, but you don't get the detail that you get when it's done that way. So again, we're using dimensionals. I do think the gnome just fits in a bit better with the colours I've used this time rather than the colours I used last time. I think that polished pink and the red really, really didn't work. Okay, so I'm just popping some dimensionals on my gnome. There we go. So, yeah, that's fine. And then I'm just going to grab a little one for the end of that grass. Just there. Whoops! Ha! It does escape. They are useful to have those little ones, although always you can cut up the big ones. There's no laws against that either. Okay, there we go. And I'm going to add him just in front of his door. Like that. So he just seems to fit together better than with the pink and purple somehow. And then what I'm going to do here is just lop off the ends. If I can find the scissors. Here we go. So I'm just going to lop off the longer pieces of grass. And then slide that behind. Oops. There. So you can just see the little bits. And that's us done for today. So we've one more card of this, which is an interactive card. Who knew gnomes could dance? So there we go. I'm being a bit splodgy with my glue today. Do use it sparingly. You do not need loads. It does dry clear, but it's better if you can get it off. You would also buy off craft stores. You can get glue rubbers. We did used to sell one at Stampin' Up, but we don't anymore. But they are quite useful to have. There you go. So that is week 4. I hope you've enjoyed that. And I look forward to seeing you next week. Those of you who don't like colouring, there's no colouring next week. Take care. See you soon. Bye.